No one feared humans until a cadet revealed Earth's Deathworld nature. When the human first walked into the Academy's grand lecture hall, not a single cadet felt fear. Why would we? He was smaller than most, soft-skinned, lacking claws or fangs. No horns, no venom, no armored hide. His species was new to the Galactic Union, new, untested, fragile. We whispered among ourselves. How had they survived long enough to reach the stars? They were curiosities at best, jokes at worst. Certainly not threats. We were wrong. The lecture began with Instructor Veln introducing the day's subject, planetary classifications. Today, he said, sweeping his tendrils toward the holographic globe, we examine environmental hazards and how civilizations adapt. A dozen worlds rotated above us. Toxic atmospheres, acidic rains, predators beyond imagining. Deathworlds. The places no species colonized unless desperate or suicidal. The human cadet, his name was Daniel Reyes, raised his hand. "Sir," he said, "where does Earth rank?" The hall chuckled. Some even hissed in amusement. Earth was barely catalogued, a backwater sphere circling a yellow star. Instructor Veln's tendrils curled thoughtfully. Earth is classified as Category 5 hazard. A death world. Silence fell. Then laughter. From us. Not from Daniel. I remember clearly the way he smiled, not proud, not boastful. Just knowing. 5, he repeated. That's fair. Though some of us argue it should be higher. We scoffed. Higher. Preposterous. His people looked too weak to survive a gentle breeze. Explain, the instructor said, his tone curious. So he did. On Earth, Daniel began, everything tries to kill you. Not in the dramatic way you're thinking, though we've got that too, but in the quiet, constant way. You don't notice it until it's too late. He ticked them off on his fingers. The air. Storms that flatten cities. Winds that peel the ground apart. Lightning that can stop your heart. The water. Floods, rip currents, whirlpools. Entire storms spinning off the oceans with enough power to erase coastlines. The ground. Quakes, volcanoes, mountains that bury towns in landslides. The plants. Poisonous. Some sting, some paralyze, some burn if you brush against them. The animals. We've got predators with claws, teeth, venom, and cunning. Spiders smaller than a claw tip that can drop you in minutes. Fish that electrocute you. Birds that dive with talons like blades. Cats that stalk you silently, then strike from behind. And the insects, gods, the insects. They carry diseases, drain blood, swarm in numbers that strip flesh from bone. By the time he paused, the hall was deathly silent. I tried to dismiss his words. Exaggerations, surely. But Daniel wasn't finished. And then there's the environment itself. Too hot in some places, too cold in others. Deserts where you can die of thirst in hours. Frozen wastelands where your own breath can kill you if it ices in your lungs. We walk barefoot on sand hot enough to blister skin. We swim in seas filled with things that can eat us. We climb cliffs knowing one slip means death. And we adapted. We thrived. He leaned back, folding his arms. You all look at us and see soft, fragile beings. But you don't understand, we had to evolve tougher minds, sharper instincts, just to last a single day on Earth. Every scar of our history, every story of our species, comes from surviving a planet that doesn't want us there. A Dalek cadet scoffed. Exaggerations. If your world was so lethal, your kind would be extinct. Daniel's gaze turned on him. Calm. Steady. Unflinching. We should be. By all rights, we shouldn't exist. But we do. Because when everything's trying to kill you, you learn to fight back. To endure. To outlast. He tapped the table with one finger. Thump. Thump. That's what being human means. Not strength. Not speed. Just stubbornness. We don't quit. We don't stop. We survive. Because if we didn't, Earth would have swallowed us long ago. A shiver crawled down my spine. The instructor studied him for a long moment. Cadet Reyes. Give an example. Daniel's lips twitched into a faint smile. Fine. Take hurricanes. Massive storms that spin off the oceans. Winds strong enough to tear houses apart. Rains that flood entire regions. Instructors, these storms kill thousands. And yet, every year, people rebuild. They go back. They adapt their buildings, change their warning systems, but they don't abandon the coast. Or take predators. Wolves. Lions. Bears. For most of our history, they hunted us. But now, they're endangered because we became the more dangerous predator. He let the words hang, heavy as stone. We didn't just survive Earth. We bent it to our will. No one laughed anymore. Even the hunter cadet in the back, whose kind prided themselves as Galaxy's fiercest warriors, kept his mandibles still. For the first time, I looked at Daniel Reyes and did not see a fragile creature. I saw something far more dangerous, a survivor of a world that forged predators out of prey. The lecture ended, but the whispers spread like fire. Deathworld. The word clung to him like a shadow. That night, in the dormitory, I asked him the question gnawing at my minds. Do you enjoy it? Living on such a world? Daniel chuckled. Enjoy? Not exactly. But it's home. And once you've survived Earth, everywhere else feels easier. He glanced out the viewport at the stars. That's why you don't fear us yet. You can't imagine living where we did. But you will. Sooner or later, you'll understand. And when his eyes caught mine, I felt something I had not before. Fear. Not of Earth. Not of storms, beasts, or poisons. But of the human sitting calmly before me, forged by them all.